ds106. You've entered the open laboratory. Something's really gone kind of haywire tonight with some of the equipment here, so don't know if the visuals will hold. Trying to tune the equipment, see if we can get things in order so we can get into some visual assignment demos and whatnot. Tuning in. Okay. All right, enough of that silliness. We got the Hangout live here. Hopefully there's no creepers popping in tonight. We had a little bit of a bad experience earlier in the week with some crashers of the show. We shall not be deterred, put off by that kind of shenanigans, at least while I'm around. So this week, Design Week, just going to shoot through some stuff here. It is the Halloweenish season, of which might be something to celebrate. But obviously, I think you folks know what's going on. We got our radio show groups formed, locked in. Two of them, I know Fab5 and the .comers already have been named. Good thing. Of course, a lot of photography things going on this week. So it's been shared a ton of resources. This list in the beginning came from this ebook that I found that I kind of paraphrased out to save you the $5. Although it's really worth it. This book about the 10 ways to improve your craft. None of them involve buying gear. I really dig that attitude because the whole vision is that it's things you can do no matter what camera you have, and it's techniques that aren't dependent on gear, because in photography people get really hung up in the gear, but we're not going to get hung up in the gear. The real set of resources is this collection I put together in this Storyfy site, which is a nifty site I like to use for collecting various web resources out there. How to be a better photographer. It's not magic, it just means trying some new stuff. Tons of suggestions here. Stuff I've been collecting over the last year or so. And some of that people just sent in, like Serena just tweeted her thing. So I added that there about kind of zoom in with your body. Some other tips that some people contributed last year. Make photography part of your everyday workout. That's kind of the stuff we do with the Daily Create. This one I want to talk about, the rule of thirds. I used it for my little demo. So this is a bookmarklet tool that you can add to your browser that overlays this grid of the thirds that's useful just for helping understanding perhaps what makes a good picture by seeing how people frame and compose their images. The site Petapixel, it's kind of new to me. I've been watching it lately. They've got really good stuff. It's one that I've started subscribing to because some of the tips and resources that they share. But if we just go, let's just try to play with this and go to Flickr and see if we can get to the interesting stream. Where's the interesting stuff? It's been a while since. So everyone's photos. Let's see. Explore. That's what we want. So Flickr kind of does a lot of collation of what they consider some of the best photos out there. So we take a look at them. Winter Solitude explored. Explored meaning that Flickr kind of recognized it as a really good image, and you can definitely see that because 1,800 people have looked at it. So I've installed this rule of thirds bookmarklet tool. So if I click it and I activate it, it's going to convert all the images to black and white just so you know what's effective, which doesn't make a sense here. but this is overlaid this grid on here. And you could see, you might make an argument that this is rule of thirds. That tree is not dead center. It is kind of the primary subject, but there's ripples around it, and it definitely works better with this kind of empty space around the side there. So I just zoomed in for some inexplicable reason. So yeah, that's one I might look at. Let's go back to the Explore page, see if we can find any other ones that might be interesting to take a look at with the rule of thirds here. So here's one that might, well, let's look at this scene first. So looks like a beautiful landscape scene, winter world in the evening, taken in Switzerland. It's a long exposure, so it's not anything tricked out, although it does look a little bit surreal the way the sky is lit up. But by setting the camera on a tripod and letting it do the right settings so it can sort of stay open for a long time, you're able to capture all the detail. It probably was a dark scene. The light is almost not real. And then all these kind of rays at the top. So if we flip on the rule of thirds, let's just see what happens there. So again, it's not exact, but this picture does work better in my mind because the horizon here is a bit lower, and you've kind of given the room for this giant dramatic sky at the top. Nothing left to right, you can really say is taking advantage of rule of thirds, but it's not a problem. This picture works kind of on its own because of its unique kind of perspective. So there's no magic to this. There's no right answer as to whether rule of thirds is right or wrong. You've got to give these things out for a try. So I'm looking at this flower, which is a beautiful shot in many ways. They've gotten the focus in pretty good on the middle part, which is the most interesting. Interesting with the use of colors here with all the pink and then these little yellow highlights. Flip on the rule of thirds, you're probably going to find the center of that flower is pretty close to the intersection. So these 4 points are kind of magical because of they're the intersection of two of these thirds. So again, this image to me works quite well because it's not dead centered, and that opening kind of leading to the right is where your eye is drawn. And how you interpret these can go many ways. So we'll do one more. I'll play around with the rule of thirds, and it's the one I chose to look at. So here's one. This one I'm looking at. It's an interesting subject. This one is definitely got the interest in these silhouettes and this figure who's kind of enveloped by balloons. Rack number 16 is not exactly the most descriptive title. And as you can see, it's taken in Morocco. Kind of interesting. Maybe Serena knows where it is, or UMW former student. So looking at it, the center figure obviously is pretty center figured, but it doesn't follow the rule of thirds. The bottom horizon line, you could say, makes advantage of it. The fact that the sidewalk kind of is cut at the below on that bottom third line. So you might say that rule of third works. Again, there's no real precision to this. But it's worth looking at pictures and looking at your own and see what happens when you place things on these vertical thirds or the horizontal, especially for your landscape. Most landscapes photos look really boring when you have the horizon right in the middle, which is usually the tendency. So you can play around with it by dropping it and making a lot of the sky the emphasis, or raising it up and making the land or the mountains the emphasis and just doing a thin sliver of the sky. And it doesn't have to be precise. You could try a 6 instead of a third. There's no huge magic to that. So that was just one aspect that I thought you might want to explore this week that are in this Storyfy. So the idea is to not spend a lot of time reading everything on here, but look for a couple different things to try with your photography this week in the course of doing your daily crates and your other work, and just try some new things like shooting from a different angle, shooting into the light, trying a different lens, playing with perspectives, doing something with juxtaposition, anything which you deliberately try as sort of a new approach to be deliberate with your photography, and write up what you did, whether you think it worked or not. I'm hoping that everybody is supposed to pick one thing that they did and sort of share it in this Google document, so we can sort of have a collection of some of the best stuff. So I did my rule of thirds as the demo. In fact, I've already done that right away. I can see some other people looking at this document. There's a picture of a friend of mine that I took, and most often when I do sort of a portrait shot, I'm really aiming not only for it to put them on that side, but also placing her eyes at that crosshairs is sort of effective too. So we can see that Kelsey has already shared hers. Changing perspective. So looking down at your her boyfriend's nephew here is just a different perspective than typically we might look at kids. It's even more adult child perspective than we normally do. So looking something straight down is kind of interesting, and you can see it kind of emphasizes his face a lot, and she's got some really interesting patterns there with the way the shadows are falling off to the right. You know, his face is a little blurry. That's okay. It doesn't really bother me too much. I just like the interesting composition, and you know, there's a story going on here. You know, there's this moment. This little boy is looking up. It's just a beautiful photo. I like it a lot. So let's see if anybody else show us the light here. So Amber, she's done sort of an experimentation with. This is the first time I've seen this. Emphasizing a really bright subject. So taking a picture of this light at night kind of makes it blows it out, but it gives it a real glow, and then it kind of draws you in. And to me, it just sets a real kind of mood to the scene. You know, whether it's kind of somber or kind of spooky because there's nobody here. I also like how one of those lights is shining through that tree on the right. So nice work there. Done some work here. The focal point is the white part of the building because it stands out from the rest. So again, kind of playing with the tones and the color here. The emphasis of the brick buildings on UMW campus. There's a lot of beautiful detail between the columns and the windows, and you know, the faraway detail. You can see some amazing detail up close. I've had some great pictures when I was on campus, just looking at things like doorknobs. There's some really interesting door handles on campus. So that's another really good technique that I like to explore, is like getting really close up on a subject and kind of framing it in an unusual way. A lot of times when people take pictures, they're always trying to like fit everything nice and neat, and you can do some interesting things by cropping out some detail. So the PhotoBlitz. I hope some people had some funs with this. We've done this now a couple times around. We used to do this in class and actually have people go out, you know, in the hallway and do that sort of thing. And the whole idea here is just to practice the quick task of trying to figure out something to interpret some of these things that we ask you to do. You don't have to get them all. Just try to see what you can do. Experiment. Look for these things and see as many of these as you get in 20 minutes. So I did mine today. So I think I'm going to, let's flip back to the Google Hangout. I'm going to do some editing of my photos. Nobody's here, so let's turn the screen share off. Yeah, it's still kind of radiating here right now. So I'm going to hook up my equipment so I can import my pictures. I use most of my photography. Let me just turn this camera off a second because sometimes it's worth seeing. So no craziness. This is my baby. This is my Canon 7D, which I love. I do all my shooting with more or less this 50mm lens called the Nifty 50. Because not only of its low aperture, which means I can shoot things in low light. I might take my picture. That's pretty bizarre. I can see myself. Oh, that's not going to work. Oh, it would help if I turn it on. But it's also just a really, it's a really sharp lens, and I use it for nearly everything. I do a fair amount with my iPhone. I'm trying to get my reflection there. All right, so that's going to take a picture of myself. So yeah, I do some with my iPhone, but the majority of my work I do with my DSLR. So I did my PhotoBlitz with my DSLR today. So I'm just going to edit some stuff because I'm in the lab here just doing my work, and you know, that's the way this works. So I'm going to turn it on. It's hooked up by USB to my computer. I store all my source images on this 500 gigabyte external drive. and then I make backups of that. I'm a little bit compulsive, but if you really get into photography, you come up with a routine to manage your images. So they flip my crazy tracers back on, and I'm going to come back to the lab, and I will turn on my screen share. But now I'm going to do the whole desktop because I'm going to be flipping around a few things. So hopefully nobody tweets anything super crazy. Oh, look at that. Talk about crazy. All right, so software I use is Aperture from Apple. I'm not going to really get into all the ins and outs of this. You certainly can use something like iPhoto, really good for managing your photos, as well as Google's Picasa, which works also on PCs and is free. Really good, again, for managing, organizing all your photos. So here it's already connected to my camera, and it's showing me all the photos that I took today. Took a fair amount, not a normal day, and I'm going to import them into this. I change my library here. Let's see, make sure I got the right one. Project name, time right. So this on the right hand side is all my metadata, which is going to get added to all these images. So this is something that you totally probably will not do, but because I'm kind of organized here. So now I'm going to import all these pictures from my camera into Aperture. I'll take a few minutes there. And while we're doing that, those are just some of the last pictures I took. So the thing about Aperture that's really good in my mind is the things it allows you to do to edit and fine-tune your photos, but it's called non-destructive editing. So there's a source image, the original one, and then all the changes that I make are not actually done to the image. They're sort of saved as a series of instructions. So if I decide I want to make a different set of edits, or I don't like what I did, and you never really destroy your original image. That's one power of a professional editing system. It also allows me to add a bunch of information and organize them in a particular way that makes it more easy to find, when you got a couple thousand photos. And I've been using Aperture since 2008, and to keep a regular structure of them based upon the year and the month, and some of the pictures are coming in right now. So I'm basically just gonna go, walk you through. I don't know if anybody ever really wants to see this, how I go about editing my photos, but I'm gonna look at my PhotoBlitz and sort of go through some decision making, etc. So again, while I'm waiting for that, we've got the daily creates this week. People are in a groove with those. Some people might be feeling a little bit tired of them, but keep at it, and try the ones you might not necessarily want to do. Don't just go for the easy ones. And then also there are some suggestions here for things to do to kind of, I call it pimp up your Flickr, just some things to do to fill out your details. So setting up some of the defaults, creating a custom URL. You can actually set up some things so you can post your photos to Twitter. You can also make a blog post directly from Flickr, which is kind of interesting to me. I do that sometimes. The key thing is I want you to create a set on Flickr. Apparently, someone said that the steps for this were not exactly right for WikiHow, and that's probably because the Flickr interface has changed. So I may have to find a new tutorial for this. That happens quite sometimes. So delete 59 images. So take them off my camera. I don't leave my pictures on my camera. I pull them in. I like to keep a clean camera, inside and out. So, oops, pulled the wrong plug there. This happens when you're barely paying attention to what you're doing. So I'll wait for my hard drive to come back. So, so first pictures here, I'm dog sitting. This is JC. So not all these are necessarily related to the assignment today. I take pictures every day. Someone just knocked. Who's here?
Hey.
Is that Nancy? Sorry, I lost my
Yeah, it's
Hangout
fine.
window. Oh,
I I was doing an assignment for you. So.
Oh, okay. You got anything you want to? Oh, sorry about that.
I actually
That's
have
a
a
crazy.
question. I'm doing
Okay.
the thing with the newspaper story, and little problem. This is how long it is. It's like the length of the entire paper because I'm an overachiever.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Yeah, and I somehow managed to turn an Obama like thing into like a gay rights history poem that's like really long, which is kind of part of my major. So
Right.
I'm trying to figure out how to get that into my computer. If I should scan it or take pictures of it in parts.
Do you have access to a scanner?
Yeah, I have one in my room.
It's going to probably come out better quality if you scan it
Yeah.
than doing pictures, unless you have, the thing with doing pictures is you not only have to have like good, get a good exposure with your camera, but getting the light often is a challenge. So you have even lighting. Um, so I would recommend scanning if you have it.
So scan it and then join it together.
Yeah, I don't know what Andy's doing, but
Making pasta.
uh,
So I've left Albert at the computer and I'm over at the sink. Can you hear me?
I don't know what happened there, but the Google blinked out on me. I have to tune the fibritzer here. Dialing in, dialing in. We lost Andy Forgrave and Nancy Bell in the interference there. Don't know what happened. Gotta see if I can improve the signal strength here. Check 1, 2. Well, I lost some people there in the laboratory blinkage. See if they want to come back. But trying to answer Nancy's question, and man, the whole thing just went south. Kerflooey. This happens in the laboratories. Fortunately, I'm prepared. I am a scientist. We will patch this together. We got the Hangout going, so I'm going to go back and get back to editing my photos. We'll see if anybody shows up again. Screen share, and it's going to go crazy for a second till I can bring up aperture. So watch. Okay. So yeah, I was doing my photo editing. So this is JC, a dog that I'm sitting. So just kind of going through this one. So this one's kind of bad. I can just press 9, get rid of that one. That one's not so great. I might have. It's just she looks kind of sad and pathetic. That's a little better. That one has potential. That one's almost the same thing. So I'm just going through and figuring out which are the the maybes. But I like to get rid of the ones that focus is bad on that one. I throw out a lot. I find that I post maybe a third of the ones that I keep. And I do get rid of the ones that I don't like. And there's the dog right behind me. And hey, JC, stay away from the lab equipment. So taking a little bit of time here to load. Don't know what's going on. Sometimes aperture freeze out. Oh, look, it's the crazy yawn shot. That's actually not very attractive. So kill that one. Here's my process. Not bad. That one might work. You might need some focusing. That one might work. You might see, look at that. That might be some rule of thirds going on. So that's a dog shot. So again, I'm just going through and looking for ones I might want to keep. I took a shot of I decided to make a list of the things that I was going to do for the PhotoBlitz, so I would remember them. So I just made this quick list in my sloppy handwriting and brought it around. But then before I started, I noticed that the dog had gotten into my stuffed animal. So it was kind of a funny shot. That first one, not exactly framed well. That one might work, a little more interesting. So I'm just kind of, again, I'm going through, figure out which ones I'm going to keep. Not doing my editing yet. So there's my clock shot to mark the beginning of my sets. Don't know if I'm going to use it. This might be my single color one, my tile. It does look kind of blah, but we can do something with the contrast. So I might come back to that one. This one, low angle perspective, kind of the lines in my carpet. To me, that works for the converging lines item. Look, I got a dog paw. That one will definitely work. Again, look at that placement, man. I'm doing the rule of thirds. Got some shadow action going on here. I do this a lot. I take a lot of photos here on my back deck. With the bright light in Arizona, we get some really interesting afternoon shadows. This one, maybe. Looks like I had, I didn't really concentrate too much on my depth of field, so get a little bit of blur. I might have another shot. Some things I tried to play around with to do the abstract, things that maybe you might not think is a photograph. So I was doing some slow exposures and trying to move the cameras on these wind chimes. That one might work. It just actually looks kind of like a blurry photo. This one I don't like, so I'm going to 9 that one and zap it. Just looking up at the bottom of my deck rail, I can already tell I don't like that one. Focus is bad. This one for things that two things you might not expect to see together. So I got cactus, which actually grow here, and snow, which actually falls here. So you always think of desert plants having snow on them. I take a lot of pictures of the desert and snow. So either one of those might work, might need some rotating and cropping. I was thinking of the branch of the juniper, perhaps for the complexity shot. It's not the greatest. Um, didn't really get the right kind of focus that I might want, but that's kind of on the fence. Maybe there's something in there that could work. I don't know what this one would be. I just like the picture of JC behind the fence. That was kind of cute. Uh, there was a shot for pictures of kind of the same tone. So these pictures of some logs in my wood pile. That could definitely work. And then inside, on the inside corner of my wood bin, I noticed the kind of the interesting shadow falling in from the lattice on there onto this beam. This could work. My camera angle isn't good, but I can fix all that. Interesting. I was trying for the unusual car angle, so I got down on my back and sort of got this picture of looking up at the wheel well of my truck. So that might work. It's not really speaking to me. While I was down there on the ground, I was kind of intrigued by the reflection in the hubcap of my wheels. So I was thinking, well, that might make for sort of like an unworldly picture. That going again, unusual angle. This one, I've actually done the shot before, so it's kind of cheating, but you never know when something might work differently. Underneath the glass table, picnic table, I kind of got underneath and took a picture of my hand through the glass, and has that kind of texture, so it looks a little surrealistic. Another one, just to the scene, can't really tell what it is. Yeah, that one's not so interesting. I just like the texture on this rock here. I don't know if I would use that for anything. I did a few more. This one might work for the unusual image because it looks kind of like this could be like the surface of Mars. That's what I was thinking. And then I tried to do a little bit of a slower exposure to see if I get a blur effect. That didn't really work out well because the pictures of Mars are often kind of blurry. That one really doesn't work, so I'm deleting that. That one, yeah, I might be able to make a go of it with a funny caption about the face on Mars sort of thing, but I really don't like it, so I'm going to go. And then I was trying. This is a waste one. The sharp shadows. I was trying to get a picture of me with my camera as kind of a shadow shot because the light was bright there. So, but I was having to hold it out to my side and aim it, so it didn't really come out that well. Just gonna get back to the Hangout's still there going. I guess everybody else got bored. So I took a bunch trying to get it right, and I kept getting you can see I missed my own shadow. There's another one that might be an interesting shadow shot, but I'm not really crazy. The ground's not really in good focus, so I'm going to delete that one. This one might work the best, although it looks the tones aren't really quite what I want, but I'll go with that. Think of the ones for openness. I don't know if it works, or maybe it's the abstract. Sometimes you don't know which one of these are going to apply to your design blitz until you do it. So this is actually this is the back of a doghouse that I added this extra window on the back at one time. You don't really need to know that. That has a screen on it, and it looks kind of, to me, a little bit surreal looking through this out the front door of the doghouse. You can't actually see what it is. It was a little bit hard to get it lined up right. I can fix this in post. Did a little bit of rotation. That one might be the best, the first one. So out of these three, I might choose one. And then I always like this texture of this grill, which is on top of a little fire pit that I have in the back. That might work. Should have tried to lock the focus on this little pine needle a little bit more. That one I find a little bit less interesting. So again, I'm just trying to delete the ones that might not work at all. This one I was trying to do some low angles for like a close-up of an unusual object. I might get some interesting effects as I crop this, as I'll go through in a second. But I like the rust. I like the waviness of this grate at the top. That one's not the best. That one, yeah, I can already tell I don't like that one. That one, the depth of field, might be interesting. I don't know. That's real shallow depth of field. That one might work, a little bit of rotation. Again, I sort of cheated because I've taken a picture of this pile of ropes before, but I think I'll use that for my complexity. And then I got my closing clock shot to mark the end of my series. So I framed it and that. And then a couple other extra pictures I saw when I was going outside. I saw this little pattern in the snow on my deck. It kind of looked like a heart, so in the spirit of Valentine's Day. So I think this one, the focus isn't as good. This one's good. The line, which is between the boards, might be interesting. You never know how this is going to work out. There's another one. There's another one. So these, I'm just not sure which is going to be the best. That might work if I just crop out the second hole. And I got a picture of me, and that one is pretty crappy, so I will get rid of that one. So I've kind of done my first pass. That's what I do with my photos. Then I'm going to go back, and I'm not going to do all these because I don't think anybody really wants to sit through all this, but just go through my thinking process. Again, after looking at the photos of JC, this is kind of like pathetic, so I'm going to zap that one. And now this one, I'm going to get into some of my adjustments. I'm always fiddling with my adjustments, just waiting for the histogram to load on the left. Aperture has a lot of editing controls. I'm still learning many of the things that you can do in this tool, so I'll get you tuned up. So top is the histogram, which is sort of the distribution of the tones in this. It's useful to try to look at software that does this so you get a feel for the way light and dark play in this picture. So this picture has a lot of dark in it from the dog, but it's got a lot of midtones and some peaks towards the highs. Generally, I use this one called Black Point, which tends to bring up, it just makes it a little more crisp. I might play, I don't know if up the exposure just a tad. I tend to like my things a little bit. And you can see the histogram moved a little bit. I might play with the contrast, although with this dark dog it gets a little bit tricky. So that might work. Nancy's asking, well, I tweeted the Hangout. So I lost Nancy. She was asking what happened. So missing the editing going on. So maybe I'll wait till she comes back because Nancy's an eager student. Wow, I thought I tweeted this. So see if she comes back. So that's the aperture interface. I've been using it for about 3 years now, and people argue back and forth about one particular software being better than the other. They shouldn't be married to your tools, but eventually you find one that works. So let me shut off the screen share a second. Sorry about that, Nancy. I don't know what happened. Check. Are you there? Check 1 2. Check 1 2. I'm hearing something. And now you're silent. So I just been walking through. I hear you. My Mac is being dumb.
Yeah, sorry. I was trying to figure out how to turn the sound on it. I just wanted to see how you did the blog stuff.
The blog stuff.
But I can wait because I'm.
That's fine.
Sitting around doing nothing.
No, tell me what you're doing. I was editing my pictures.
That's fine. I'm honestly like watching Glee right now and trying to do this stuff. I think I'm gonna scan my newspaper thing and try to piece it together.
Okay.
I just wanted to see how to do the photo galleries and stuff.
The photo galleries. And oh, you mean in Flickr? How you put the sets together?
No, I know how to do that because I did that already.
Okay.
I just want to see how to put it in my blog because when I put it on my blog last time, it's one column no matter what I do.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Because
this.
that's
All
due
right.
this week,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Let me do this. It's due this week. Um, the issue is with that plugin.
Okay.
And I had this because I updated it on the Daily Crate site and it stopped working. So let me go to this um, awesome Flickr gallery. So you actually have to. He has a newer version, but it's not in the general plugin distribution.
Hmm.
But I'll show you how I went about getting it. So awesome.
Okay, cool.
And let me turn on my screen sharing.
Okay, cool.
So I don't know. Google just said error, and it just died.
Oh,
And
lovely.
then, and then I thought I tweeted out the new URL, and I was like, well,
Yeah,
I'm
we
gonna.
didn't see it. So it was like Andrew and I talking about like what's going on in your class.
Well, that's good. You should
And
talk.
him having his microphone dying.
Oh, okay. Well, his noodles were a little bit loud. Let's see. Let me get. All right. So let me get back to my web browser. Sorry, I heard I'm dog sitting and this dog's making a
Oh,
strange
cool.
noise. Okay. So should be in my web browser, and I was looking for awesome Flickr gallery. So it's this guy Rona G, and let me put this URL into the chat so you have it. So I found it because I was rummaging through his help forums because I was having an issue. So let's see. There was a place. I'm trying to remember where I found this. The most current version of this plugin is. Let me go back to the WordPress thing. See, he has a different version of it sitting in a place because I guess he's still testing on it.
Oh, cool.
So I want to see what the current version is. Is 3.34. Okay. And all right, so 3.33 users just live demo download. Let's see which version. Let's see. So I'm really filming around here. All right, so yeah, that just sends you to the WordPress place. So maybe he released it. No, but you have that. So I'm going to go to the forums.
I have whatever. I've been updating everything constantly.
Yeah. All right, so this is. I'm trying to think where he says. Let's see. Save changes. Everything else, all discussions. Let's see. Version, I think it's 3.5 is the one that I got. No results. I think it's 3.4.
Lovely.
It's in there. All right, let's see. Discussions, sign-ins, photos, projects. This demo page, user testimonials. Description too long. Frequently asked questions.
Oh, wait, let me see if this is.
Oh,
my
here
blog
it
has
is.
an update too. Let me see if that's
Here.
it.
No, you can't get it through WordPress.
Oh.
Yeah, here it is. It's
Try to see them what update my blog wants me to do.
okay. So what you want to do? Yeah, here's the URL that you want to use. So you're gonna have to manually install this plugin, which I will run you. Kind of. Did we do that for your theme? I can't. No, that wasn't you. Let's see.
No, I install my theme by like clicking like two things.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. So here's the page where you can download this plugin. and you want to get the 3.36 version at the top. So just download it.
Okay, I'm loading it right now.
Okay.
Okay.
And then
As you know, our internet sucks here.
Yes, I've heard that. It really does.
Yeah, I'm actually in the middle of trying to deal with the fact that we can't get internet in the in Seco back if we have our iPods. If you have an Apple device, you can't get internet in there.
That's crazy. There's no reason for that.
Yeah, so yeah, I told the dean, and he's email tech support, so now I got to deal with them. Okay, so I'm downloading this. I'm opening it.
You don't have to open it. You just need the zip file.
Oh. Okay, it's downloaded on my computer.
All right, I'll shift. So I don't know. I think you probably want to. I'm trying to think what will happen if you probably want to delete the one that you have.
Okay.
Because it might not be happy if there's two versions of that same plugin. And I don't think you have anything to lose because it wasn't really working.
Okay.
So what you want to do now is under plugins, you're going to go to add new, just like you normally do. But instead of using the search thing, you click the upload link at the top, and that allows you to select that that zip file that you just got.
The zip file?
Yeah, the thing you just downloaded, the awesome Flickr Gallery plugin. And I have no idea where mine is. It's awesome.
Yeah, it didn't unzip on my computer.
Yeah, but you wanna have the zip, leave it in the zip version. So do you have that?
That's what I did.
Okay. Okay. So you just choose that one.
Yeah, I'm uploading it right now.
Okay. And that version should.
Okay, it's installed. It says it says install failed. Should I have uninstalled the old one?
Yes. Yeah, that's what.
Okay, I'm gonna do that right now. Then I'll let you know how it goes.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. You should probably delete the other one. I know.
Deactivate it.
Yeah, I can't remember. Did we have some issues with your theme when we were trying to install it? I'm trying to remember what happened.
Just with hyperlinks.
Okay. No, something different. No, it was someone I was helping with. We had trouble doing the install because of some permissions issue on the server. So.
Okay, so I just deleted that plugin completely, and I'm gonna add new.
I loved your Valentine's card. That was awesome.
Thanks. Yeah, I think it's some wacky stuff from gender studies made. I just don't care. My friends are a little terrified that I had that penis font on my computer. I've had it for like 4 years.
You never know.
I think it's brilliant.
Yeah.
I think it's no. I've never used it before. It's hysterical.
Yeah. I actually never imagined.
I just click fonts. Yeah, I think we need people to like. Oh, there's more. There's more. There's a stripper font.
It's a whole world of fonts.
Okay, so settings. Yeah, there's a ton.
Did that install?
Okay, so it installed. I'm actually going to try it out. It actually saved all my info, which is nice.
Yeah, it keeps all your settings. That's a beautiful thing about WordPress.
That's good.
I'll take a look too. Is it on your photography tab, I assume? I wonder if I'll get there first.
My computer's being really slow as usual.
I see 2 columns.
Yeah.
It looks good to me.
Let's see. Okay, because I'm not seeing anything. My computer's being in my ass. I have noticed my blog has a really nice mobile layout.
Yeah. Yeah, well, if you look on my screen, I'm looking at your...
Hold on. Can I get over there?
You should see it on my my preview. Hey Andy,
Hi, Alan.
sorry about that. Google crashed on me.
That's okay. My
So
headphones died, so I had to get
Okay.
some new audio.
I was just helping Nancy. This the awesome Flickr gallery plugin has some. The release version has some funky things in it where it doesn't do the layout. But I was showing her how to get the. He has a more recent version that's not in the public distribution yet. Are you seeing it yet, Nancy?
Oh, it looks good. Yeah,
Yeah, it
looks
looks
good.
great. Yeah, and you can change it
I like
like
it on
because
mine.
that's what we use on the daily create. So we have the real small thumbnails, but this looks really
Yeah.
nice.
I like it
So
with the bigger ones, I think.
yeah, you want to be able to see the previews, and then look when you click on one, you get the little overlay. So and then you can view that as a slideshow.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
That's slick. Oh my God, there's all that food from your party.
Yeah. Yeah, that was Super Bowl party. Oh, you should have seen. We had a couple $100 worth of catered food. I have a ton more photos from the Super Bowl party.
Who put on this party?
And most of it was gone at the end of the night.
Oh, okay.
UPC, the programming council I'm on,
Okay.
but we do it every year. The cake was gone. But we went through like 2 huge trays of chicken wings and stuff.
Sounds good. Anything else
Yeah.
the doctor can do while he's in?
Other than the fact that my team can't decide on a name.
Oh, it's a hard thing.
Well, I really wanted the Digital Divas, and a couple other people wanted that, but Jennifer is like freaking out. She doesn't like it.
Yeah. Don't stress. I mean, the name is not the critical part. It's part of the first thing of getting everybody kind of talking to each other.
Yeah.
Next week we'll have you come up with since we're doing design, you'll do like a poster for your group, and
cool.
and then I'll have you start thinking broadly about some possible ideas that your group might want to do for the show. I usually give people like 3 kind of variety of themes. Like one might be like a spring break theme or just a spring seasonal one. It could be I haven't really decided on the suggestions, but you're not tied to that. But
Yeah.
the sooner there's a couple weeks you have to do this, but the sooner you can get going and at least coordinating with your group, the better off you'll be.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I messaged Alice because I was like, I don't want some of the guys in my group again.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
Tim hasn't updated his blog in like a week.
He just got his stuff, like 3 weeks of his stuff posted.
Oh, no, the other Tim hasn't updated his blog either.
Oh yeah, the other Tim, yeah. Actually, he didn't turn his stuff, so yeah. Well, hopefully you don't have any deadbeats.
No, we're pretty good. I know Chelsea personally, so I'm excited for her.
Oh, good.
And I think I've got all my photos actually taken for this week. I took a bunch today.
Good. You did the Blitz today?
Yeah, I just need to upload it. It's on my computer. It hasn't been uploaded. Because
Okay.
I have like 50 or 60 pictures.
All right. Well, I was just editing mine, but I'm not. There's no reason for me to do that in the Google Hangouts. So
Yeah.
lots of thumbs. I don't know what the heck Andy's doing, but
He's playing with his mask.
great.
Does he teach ds106?
No, Andy works at a school up in Ontario, so he's kind of a person who discovered ds106 and has been a frequent
Just
contributor
fun.
for a while. Yeah, just for fun.
Fun.
He said to add Evernote to our list of apps because I wanted to work on that too.
I think I did it on the first list before it got destroyed by the creepers.
Where were you around creepers?
Yeah,
Not those kind of
Not
creepers.
We had
kind of
trolls.
creepers. Okay. Okay.
We had some internet trolls invade our Google Hangout. And, and Nancy had a really good idea to start a shared list of suggested apps that people who are in ds106 might want to use for people for their mobile apps. And I was like, oh, why don't you just open a Google Doc and we'll start working on it. And as we were editing, there were these people who dropped into our session and they kept like making noises, so I kept booting them.
Okay.
and they kept coming back, and then they completely destroyed the dock that we had going.
That's not the. There was a
I
poem.
saved part of it, but I couldn't get like an early enough revise.
It's okay. I think we got everything.
There was a MOOC poem, E.T. MOOC
Yeah,
poem
I'm checking it right
earlier
now.
today, written in half an hour. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that going on.
Yeah. Someone changed the rule at the last minute. They added Rule 7 that you can break all the rules.
Oh, nice.
And so then I just started editing galore. I hope that was okay.
I don't think there's any okay in that space. It's whatever happens.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess Nancy. I don't know what if we want to like open it up for other people in the class to edit. We could you could add them. People want to edit. You suggested putting.
I mean, we
comments
can.
in.
It's up to you.
Yeah, no, it's your doc. So you can invite
Yeah,
other
right
people.
now. I accidentally made you the owner of it,
Oh, okay.
but that's fine.
I'm gonna give it back to you because it's yours.
I just don't want trolls. That's.
Yeah.
No trolls.
Yeah.
I was playing around. I don't care. I was playing around with the settings.
I've not experienced
I mean, I'm
that
slowly
before.
learning. I'm trying to figure out Android apps this week.
Uh-huh.
I haven't either,
So hopefully it won't happen again.
but I'm slowly like I think I found a Reddit app I like on Android, but I don't know.
Okay.
I feel like everything on Android has ads, which is making me a little crazy.
Yeah, and I found when I had Android, it's kind of harder to find because you do a search and you get so many results, and it's kind of hard to sift through them.
I mean,
So,
I like it. I just didn't want to get like if I had gotten an iPhone, I would have had to get a 4 or a 3 or something.
yeah,
So my Droid was only $50.
that's cool. You'll do fine with it. Evernote's a really good idea. I use it because it's just you can access things everywhere you go, as well as Dropbox. I don't know if you use Dropbox.
I use Dropbox. I love it.
Yeah.
Actually, looking up Evernote right now.
Yeah, there's a computer version for Evernote, as well as the mobile version, and it just keeps everything synced for you.
I'm not very well organized in my Evernote. I just kind of dump things in there haphazardly. But some people I know use it extensively with the tags. You're able to share, make some things public. I know, like if you take pictures of things that have words in them, your images become searchable by those words, which is kind of amazing.
I use it for archiving my haiku.
There you go.
So whenever I tweet something, I include the @myn, and then it just sees that and sticks it in the folder for me. So.
That's what that hashtag was. I was wondering.
Yeah. So if you follow my Evernote, myn, then when you tweet something, it just saves it for you. So. But it's also nice for just organizing stuff, like minutes from staff meetings and things.
There's a TED Talks app. I don't know how good that is.
It allows you to see TED Talks, so.
It's as good as the TED Talks are.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's useful or not. I'm just like going through like a list of them.
I have the TED Talks app and I never use it.
I don't use TED Talks that much, so.
Yeah, if I were going to watch them more, I'd probably use it but they're also just easy to find on YouTube or in the web now. So.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. Yeah, IMDb is also on Android. I just learned. I think a lot of stuff is.
Yeah,
So it's free.
IMDb is super handy for reference.
Yeah.
There's probably a couple Wikipedia apps, which.
There's a Skype app.
Yeah, you can use Skype. That's handy. You can do Google Hangouts on a mobile too.
Oh, cool.
And you might want to see there's a Google Drive app which lets
There
you
is.
some of your
I'm
documents.
gonna add those to list.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, I'm going to probably drop off and finish my photo editing.
That's fine. I gotta do other work. I just wanted to see how to do that plugin thing.
Okay. Well, I was glad we were able to fix that. It took a little bit of fumbling around to find it, but you got it.
Yeah, and so when do you think we should comment on our classmates' blogs this week? By
Just do what you can. I mean, I'm not counting the comments. I'm really pleased, what I'm seeing people do in terms of the conversations going back and forth.
Yeah.
So, I want people to get to the point where they comment because they think it's important, and not because it's part of the grade. And I'm sure that you are in that space already. So.
Yeah, I got like three or four comments on my Valentine today, which was nice.
Well, that's because it was awesome.
Yeah.
Stimulus package.
My best friend was like, "You would say that, you really are a gender studies major. You make jokes like that, and it's just like."
Oh, I found the chat.
You found the chat. Oh, congratulations.
I was looking for the box earlier and my audio didn't work, and I was clicking everywhere thinking, where can I type? But there it is.
Okay, I'm gonna continue. I think I'm just gonna continue looking for apps. I've heard people said the WordPress app is good.
It is. You don't want to do a lot of your posting from it because there's some limits. But if you're out and about and decide you want to write a post, it is pretty handy for that.
Yeah. Should
I did that this evening. I haven't posted it yet because I need to insert the images. But who is it that did the the photo? What's it called? Where you take all the photos in 20 minutes.
The PhotoBlitz, yeah.
Yeah. So who did the PhotoBlitz thing for you?
Who did? Oh, John Johnston did that little the list app, yeah.
Because I used that, and then he has an option there where you can copy the code from that page and paste it. And so I just went from there into WordPress, pasted it as a draft, and now I need to insert the pictures. But
that's nice. Yeah, John, he's done a whole bunch of interesting little things for us.
Yeah, well, he sent me a message about when I had done that Jim Groom chopped up picture, and he said, "Oh, you should make it into a slider." And so he sent me the code that he'd used for that. So
very cool.
He's over in England, right?
Scotland, yeah.
Scotland, okay, yeah, UK, yeah.
I feel like I want to create an assignment that goes. Did you see the GIF I tweeted this week about the Lord of the Rings one I found?
Sorry, I missed that one. I was lost in traffic somewhere.
I'll send it to you in a second. It's a map of. Actually, let me just grab it really quick and I'll just post it on here. It was on. I found it on Reddit, of course. And it's seriously the coolest thing ever. I just want to figure out how to make it into like a class assignment kind of thing. If I can find my own tweets. So I have a bar for that. Jim Groom retweeted it. He thought it was cool. Hold on. Let me find it.
So what do people on campus think of Jim Groom?
He's interesting. I don't know. I'm over in DuPont a lot, but I'm never up near his office because I'm in the base. I hang out in the basement a lot.
Right.
So that's where the costume shop is.
Yeah.
But that building's such a clusterfuck.
SoundCloud? Do you have a SoundCloud app?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm gonna add that. I just found an aviary app. Okay, so this is the link to the thing on Reddit I found. I want to make it into a class assignment somehow.
Okay.
If it wants to actually. Hold on. It's just one of the coolest gifts I've seen ever.
Okay, so I'm going to put it on my screen share so the world can see this.
Okay.
And then, still back with the doggy. All right.
It's like how I have all my ducks on my computer.
So you have ducks for real, right?
Yeah, I have 4 of them.
But they're not with you at school.
I wish they were. I miss them. They're my babies.
Yeah.
No, they're at my parents' house.
Yeah.
We live kind of near farms. We live in a subdivision near the farms.
Mm-hmm.
So we have ducks.
Okay.
And they poop a lot.
Made a gift showing the pacing story. Every frame equals a day. It's noted in the upper left. My species stranger when the 40 and random was So it's a 6 meg, so it's a big GIF. All right, let's see. Control.
I just see the dog.
Oh,
I'm seeing too.
oh, hang on. I shared the wrong screen.
Do you have like 2 monitors?
No, I meant to share the desktop, not the app.
Oh
No,
wow.
I'm working off of a 15-inch laptop here, so desktop.
Yeah, I have a 13-inch, a tiny Mac.
That is pretty tiny. So
Yeah.
it's a Control plus. Try to make it bigger.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
So it's a mapped out with the chronology of it. Interesting.
Yeah, and if you watch the days go by, it's like a day-by-day thing.
So what other story do you think you would do in this format that has the right kind of? Because you need a story
That's what I'm trying to.
has a journey.
I'm trying to figure that out.
Okay.
So I'm trying to figure out like Hunger Games, but I don't know. Hunger Games isn't really a journey. That's just trying not to get killed.
You could do your 2011 Odyssey, Alan.
Yeah, but that's not a piece of literature.
No, but you could plot it on a map and animate it.
Yeah, I mean anybody's trip has been done before. But it's kind of interesting. This is along the line some of the Google Map Blitz sort of thing.
I was gonna make an assignment to meme your professor because I've done that in the past, but I saw one already existed because I got Dr. Whalen with one a couple of years ago.
Okay, what'd you do to him?
I got him Paula Deen writing things. I need to find it. I need to just put it on my blog. But it was somebody had found a picture of Whalen in college with his Yeti, and we had Paula Deen riding his shoulder.
That would be hard to top.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing.
All right, kids, I'm gonna split out because I got some stuff to do here, and thanks for dropping into the studio. Happy Valentine's.
When are we doing our show next week?
It's going to be on Thursday because that was the day that works for Alice. And I'm hoping for Andy, I'm hoping Julia's going to come on and talk a little bit about visual note taking and some of that because a lot of people are interested in kind of some of the things we saw in the first week.
Did you see? Was it Timmy Boy today who was sitting somewhere in a session and they hauled out one of Julia's pictures?
Yeah.
I can help co-host if you need somebody else.
Okay. I think we have 2 or 3 people lined up. So.
Oh, cool! It's exciting.
Yeah, that's worked out well. So except for the trolls, the mistake that happened, I think, is that I announced it as an open hangout, so people.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I won't do.
Were they nice trolls or not nice trolls?
No.
I've never run into trolls, fortunately.
We kept getting bumped out because of it.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought I was ejecting and blocking them, but they kept coming back. So they had some scheme to
You're persistent.
New accounts. That was a little disturbing. I didn't like that.
Edit them out.
That's too much work. They're not worth it.
No, we had Whack-A-Troll.
Oh.
Yeah.
Somebody named it Whack-A-Troll.
Whack-A-Troll, yeah. Actually, Michael Branson Smith did a screen capture of when they were destroying the Google Doc, and he tweeted it as an animated GIF.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah.
Okay.
I need to look for that.
I was trying to read it, and I couldn't understand what it was, but...
Yeah, they first took all the vowels out, and then they just blew it up.
Well, I'm going to go eat my pasta, so...
Okay.
It was good to chat. We'll see you guys later.
All right. Good night, Andy. Good night.
Yep, take care.
Yeah.
Closing out the ds106 laboratory, shutting out the lights, turning on the sound equipment again for the crazy sound effects.
I'm just putting Albert back in place.
All right. End of broadcast. Just me in the lab. See you next week.